snitching in boxing, it also takes place in MMA. Let me ask you a question, Brady. Let's say that you were fighting in a fight and somebody said something to you in your home language as you were walking away because you weren't even fighting in that fight. You were there to corner one of your teammates and they said something to you and put hands on you from the crowd.
I
What do
speak
you
fucking
do?
English, dude.
What do you
I
do?
only speak English.
Do you go after that person in the crowd?
Yes.
Absolutely, you do.
Yes, I
Well, it
do.
looks like at Aljamain Sterling's last fight, his teammate Merab Dvalishvili was there with him in his corner, and as they were leaving, somebody reached out and kind of put their hands on Merab, so to speak. Looked like
Hmm.
they were trying to knock his phone out of his hand or something. Merab turned and looked at him, and they said something back and forth in their homeland language, right? Well, then some pushing, some shoving, a little bit of a fracas broke out,
A fracas.
and it turns out that this guy responsible on that crowd side is somebody who has been in numerous pictures, hangs out numerous amounts of the guys from Eagles MMA and Khabib and his brothers. And it begs me to ask you this question. Are these guys really just a bunch of bully thugs
Yeah.
trying to implement their own like you can't touch us, you can't do anything to us, mob mentality?
Steroids, goats, praying, and bullying. That's what they're into.
Because I mean, we've seen it before already, right? Look at what happened with Artem Lobov,
Yeah.
and that led to the
Yeah.
infamous Conor McGregor throwing a dolly through the bus.
Which look at, justified, justified. There's a lot of reasons why you can hate on Connor right now. People are like, "Oh, that was some fucking stupid shit. He shouldn't have done that." Look at, if someone came at me or someone came at you with a
Mhm.
group of people and tried to pistol whip them or slap them or fuck them up in front of people, knowing that one of their fucking buddies is filming it too to punk them out, to put it online and punk them out. And they do this and act like tough guys. And then they fucking slap him around and that guy doesn't do anything and he just walks away and then you find out about it and if you have the money, you're hopping on a plane. Or if it's in the local, you're getting in the fucking truck. You're gonna pay a visit to this motherfucker. You wanna talk some shit? That's how you're gonna get dealt with. Get off
Yeah.
the bus. You're not going to get off the bus? Okay, I'll throw things through the bus. I just traveled from Ireland. We're wasted. Let's go, boys. Let's go. You want a soccer hooligan fight? Let's soccer hooligan fight in the fucking basement of Madison Square Garden. Like, I get
And
it.
then,
I
but
get it.
then that led to the fight, right? That led to the fight in
Yeah.
the octagon between Connor and Khabib. We know what happened there.
They
That turned
jump in.
into it turned into a jump in of everybody trying to jump in and turn this into a gang fight again.
Yeah, and that was one of the times where people did not feel bad for Connor losing, but they felt bad for the situation afterwards. They kind of felt bad for him because he got swamped. Now, mind you, some people will go on the other side of that coin and say, "Look it, he was talking about religion, he was talking about their people, he was talking about their culture, he was digging deep, like he was like paying people to find out dirt on them, like he was talking about the Kremlin and like I is it Habib's father taking bribe money and all this stuff. Like there was some deep rooted shit that so you get what you fucking you know what I mean? You get what you pay for. I get it, but I think both sides are fucking bullies. I think both sides are in that criminal mentality where it's like it's us versus you and it's a war. Doesn't matter if there's 5 of us or 15 of us or 50 of us and there's only one of you. We're coming at you. It's a fucking war.
Well,
And
it
all's
turns
fair
out
in love
that
and
the
war.
whole thing with Merab is Merab doesn't give a shit either. He's
Mhm.
not backing down. He's already said
He's
that
nuts.
listen, what we do inside of that cage is a sport, and we're going to
Yeah.
fight as a sport. But if you do not apologize for the things that you've said, which he hasn't said the things that he said, to be honest with you, but if you do not apologize for those things, I am going to slap you after the fight.
You know what? Craziest motherfucker. Anthony Smith or Merab? I don't know who's fucking crazier fighting in the octagon. Like, who has a contract right now that is technically more insane? And you could add Tony Ferguson in there too, but that's a little more kooky. It's kooky, not crazy. Merab is a fucking psycho. Like, I believe him when he says, "I'll fly to your house and do like and meet you at your front door." I believe that he would.
If you're I mean, I think you got to throw Darren Till into that mix too.
Yeah, he's a fucking nutbag as well, isn't
You know what I mean?
he?
Some
Soccer
of these
hooligans,
guys,
man.
they're willing to just throw.
The countries that have soccer teams are they all have soccer teams, but I mean the ones that are like really loyal and really like take that shit seriously seem to be the ones that have countries where people just fucking go off the handle.
So let me ask you about this, because UFC 311 is coming up, and this is where this fight is supposed to take place between Merab and Umar. Also on that fight is Islam Makhachev fighting against
Armin.
Armin Sarukian.
Mm-hmm.
As well, another member of Eagles MMA is fighting on, I think, the early prelims. So Khabib has 3 fighters plus himself all there at this event. What do you think the chances are? Is there going to be, you think there'll be extra security? You think there will be extra people making sure that, because listen,
Still have a SWAT team there.
Especially after what we know is what has happened with that group and Conor. And now we know that there seems to be some kind of legit heat with Merab and that group.
Well, there's heat with
the
Diaz boys in that group. There's heat with everybody in that group. They seem to be the fucking the odd men out.
Here's my question for you though. I mean, could we finally possibly get a chance to see Ray Longo throw down?
Ray would fuck some people up, bro. I'm telling you. I'd put money on Ray, man.
I'm telling you, man.
Ray will fuck a human being up.